Now we come to the main point at the tragedies, which is conflict. We cannot talk without conflict in any tragedy. So there are 2 points that we must continue with conflict as well. One of them is internal, the other one is external. So internal means that man in conflict with himself, for example. In tragedies, in modern tragedies as well, you can easily see man in conflict with himself. Not only in tragedies, but in many poems and also in the modern novels all around the world, you can find internal conflicts of main characters. The actions capable of producing pity and fear, as we talked before, must happen between people. So the conflict, first of all, occurs between people who are either friends or enemies, doesn't matter, or indifferent to one another. If the tragic incident that occurs is between those who are near and dear to one another, birbirlerine çok samimi olabilirler veya birbirlerine küskün olabilirler, to one another, it is the most successful as a tragedy. So, in your further years, you will see the types of conflicts. Let me remind you what are they, mostly, briefly. For example, man can be in conflict with his surrounding, with his environment, for example. Man can be in conflict with his relatives, for example. But the most tragic one and the most important in our daily lives, in the daily literatures, whatever the works are, doesn't matter, you can easily see man in conflict with himself. So this must dealt very carefully by the authors, by the poets, by the dramatists, that when a person, the main character, is in conflict with himself, of course, this will bring him into catastrophe, as we can say. Not only all those literary works, let's say, we can easily find in our daily lives that mostly when someone tries to commit a suicide, for example, you may easily understand that he couldn't find any solutions for his problems. The only solution for himself is that death is inevitable, a necessary thing, and then he commits suicide. That means that he had been in conflict, internal conflict with himself. When we come to the external conflict, for example, we can easily say that you are being under great pressures, let's say, problems externally, coming outside. For example, in the Macbeth, Lady Macbeth forces his king, his husband, Macbeth, to kill the Danish king, Duncan. Every time he puts all that point, that idea into his mind, saying that you are capable of killing him. At the end, as you will see in your lessons, Shakespeare lessons, that he completes his duty. So, from Lady Macbeth's force or sayings many times, comes to Macbeth externally. And this creates a big external conflict within himself. I think conflict can be easily understood, or you can easily go through internet. There is also some other points that we must talk now. Peripety or reversal. That is simple thing. The change of the state of things. The things change in the play to the opposite. What is expected and what happens in the end, for example. This is called reversal. And discovery is important as well. Aristotle states his 6 types of discovery. Pay attention. But he states that the best type is the one that takes place through reasoning and from the incident, such as in King Oedipus. And in King Oedipus, the events will happen step by step, not suddenly. In Macbeth as well, killing Duncan won't happen so easily, so quickly. It will take some time and it will go on step by step. Recognize, just remember from the word. If the hero acts unknowingly and later in the play learns the true nature of his deed, his action, again, the action creates pity and fear. It is the change from ignorance, pay attention, to knowledge of the tragic hero. In the beginning of the play, the main character, the tragic hero, is absent from what's going on. He is ignorant in a way. What will happen in the following days, for example. But when the end comes, the tragic hero will learn whatever he has done, good or bad, and that pity and again fear will occur, and doomsday, as we can say, for him will come. There is also pathos. It is the suffering actions of destruction, pay attention, because there must be a catastrophe, there must be a destruction of the main character in the end of the play, or painful nature, murder, torture, wounding. Just underline those words, they are so important for pathos. So, in the end, Aristotle classifies the plot of tragedy according to the elements it embodies. 1. Simple plot. 2. Complex plot. There are 2 types, simple plot, complex plot. This type of plot has neither discovery nor peripety. Just look at peripety reversals. Complex plot is most important for the tragedy. This type of plot contains reversal or discovery, just the opposite to simple plot. So, therefore, complex plot is more important at the tragedies than simple plot. Of these 3 types, Aristotle prefers the second type and states that, pay attention, this type of plot creates the best play and effect that give on the audience. So, second type for Aristotle is more important, and he states that second type of complex plot is more important because it gives or creates in a way the best play and effect on the audience. So these are the main points that we will talk, and now I come to the end of our lesson, the tragic hero. There are some certain points that we must talk for the tragic hero as well. The tragic hero must be of a high rank or birth. He must be well done, well known, for example, let's say, high rank, high status, or birth. The audience consists of ordinary men. They are just ordinary people. When watching a play, when the audience are watching the play, the audience will observe the position of the hero, who is the main hero, for example. What are his deeds, for example, and will think that if such a thing can happen to such a great man, since he is a nobleman, high rank man, then it can happen to anybody. For example, since Achilles is killed in the Trojan War, the audience will think that since he is a high rank man, tragic hero in a way, so this death can easily happen to us as well. And the second one is the tragic hero must be morally, pay attention, speaking good. If the hero is bad, wicked or vicious, we would not feel pity at his fall. So, the tragic hero must contain some elements, let's say. He would have deserved it. We can say that, the audience can say that. In Turkish, belasını buldum misali. You can easily see that this death is inevitable. On the other hand, the hero should not be a completely good person. Not always a good person. In this case, his fall will not be justified. Moreover, if the hero's fortune changes from bad to worse, just pay attention, again, the play will not create catharsis, because the audience is following his doom, his fall, let's say. The tragic hero must be somebody like ourselves. This is important. He cannot, in the tragedies, gods cannot be tragic hero. The tragic hero is like us, a human being. He must be a good man, but he must have a flaw, faults. That is to say, although the character is good, as the whole, he must experience the fault because of something he has done. There is always a process of making a choice. We call this flaw hamartia. This is so important. It is the great error of weakness or frailty. It causes the fortune of the hero to be reversed, to be upside down. It may be caused by bad judgment, bad character, inherited weakness. These are the important points underlined. It must express itself through a definite action or failure to perform definite action. That is called hubris. It is the particular form of hamartia, which is profound pride, which results in the misfortune of the protagonist of a tragedy. Hubris, pay attention, leads the protagonist to break a moral law, underline, or ignore a divine warning. Someone can warn him, which bring disastrous results. The tragic hero doesn't accept those offers. So he makes his doom again. And appropriateness, the actions of a person should be suitable both to the situation, pay attention, and to the character. There must be appropriateness. A brave man should be manly, courageously. The fourth one, plausibility. The character should be true to life. As I said, he cannot be a god. He is like us, a human being. We should believe that such a character can exist, live, and do such a thing. And the fifth one is consistency. His character should not change. The tragic character cannot change at all. Throughout the play, he should be the same. Even he should be consistent in inconsistency. So, all those points that we have tried to talk are for the tragedy. I wish you a very good week and weekend. Keep yourself safe at homes. Study your lessons. Get prepared for each lessons. See you next week.